Climate change is a global problem, but a lot of the questions that we have to deal with in responding to it are very local. So in the Peak District National Park, we need to think about how we're going to adapt to a really different climate. We have to think about whether the land can be better used to remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. So how we use the land is also going to have a big impact on whether we can reduce the progress of climate change. A lot of my work focuses on trying to understand exactly what it is about climate change that makes it a matter of justice. Climate change, strictly speaking, is a physical process. The climate change we're seeing today is anthropogenic, which means it's caused by human activities. That's one of the reasons why we should think it's an issue where questions of justice arise, because some people have contributed a lot more to that process than others. But also on the other side of things, some people are much more vulnerable to the impacts of climate change than others, some people, some places.
What we need to understand is that the effects of climate change are already upon us. We're already seeing them, they're already creating massive change in the landscape, and we anticipate increased change as we go forward. So this is over the next 10 to 30 years, we're going to see enormous change. And we have to get in front of that. We have to change the way we make decisions, change the way we think about our objectives for the landscape. They can't be fixed in ideal situations from the past anymore. We've got to try and understand what the future looks like.
Our partnership with the Peak District National Park Authority began when organising a workshop on living with landscape change. The goal was to bring together all sorts of people from different land management organisations to think about challenges arising due to climate change. I suppose there are two key philosophical perspectives that I've been trying to bring into the Park Authority's work. One is getting them to reflect more on questions of value, about what matters or what we should care about. Another is in pushing the importance of fair inclusion of those who have a stake in the National Park.
And this year we've worked with them to do internal workshops at the National Park Authority, and now we're working with their stakeholder group all around questions of decision making, engagement and how decisions are made in the National Park.
We also ran a survey trying to learn more about the opinions of local people on climate change in the park. We've done public engagement stalls, we've written a paper together.
We've got research going on, but actually we need that research to have a real effect on the ground, test out its ideas, and then we feed back into a new research loop. And that relationship with the University of Sheffield is one of those things that really matters to us. It's those long-term collaborations where we can test ideas, take them back, make changes, and go back out into the landscape with them.
One of the goals of this work is directly to feed into the Peak District Park Authority's National Park Management Plan that is going to govern a large part of how they respond to climate change going forwards. When it comes to climate change, I think we all have a responsibility to think about how we're situated and what we can therefore do about the problem. As it happens, the way that I'm situated, I have access to resources and networks through the university that mean this is one way that I can try to make a positive contribution to thinking about how we ought to respond to the climate crisis.